Welcome to the mini story for Evil English Teacher. Let's get started. Evil English Teacher. There was an evil English teacher. He was a very bad teacher. Was there a nice English teacher? No. There was an evil English teacher. Was the teacher nice or was the teacher mean? Oh, the teacher was mean. The teacher was very, very mean. Was the teacher friendly or was the teacher mean? The teacher was mean. The teacher was very bad. There was an evil English teacher. Very bad, very mean. Who was the evil English teacher? Was the evil English teacher Chris? No, of course not. Chris is a great teacher. The evil English teacher wasn't Chris. Who was the evil English teacher? Dave. His name was Dave. Dave was an evil English teacher. Was Dave an English teacher or was Dave a math teacher? Of course, Dave was an evil English teacher. He was an English teacher. Was Dave nice? No, Dave wasn't nice. Dave was evil. Was Dave mean? Oh yes, Dave was very mean. He was evil. He was bad. He came into his class. The students were sitting at their desks, waiting for him. Where did he go? He went to his class. He came into his class. Did he come into his history class? No, not history. He didn't come into his history class. He came into his English class. Where was his English class? Where? Was his English class in America? No. His English class wasn't in America. Was his English class in South America? No, it wasn't in South America. Was his English class in Japan? Yes, it was. His English class was in Japan. Where was Dave teaching? In Japan. Dave was teaching in Japan. What town was Dave teaching in? Was he teaching in Tokyo? No, he wasn't. He wasn't teaching in Tokyo. Was he teaching in Osaka? No, he wasn't teaching in Osaka. Dave was teaching in Shira. Is Shira big or is Shira very, very small? Oh, Shira is very, very small. What size is Shira town? Well, Shira town is very, very small. So, where was Dave? He was in Shira, Japan. Was Dave in a very big city? No, he wasn't. He wasn't in a very big city. What was he in? A very small town. Dave was in a very small town. What was the town's name? The town's name was Shira. Where in Japan is Shira? Is Shira in the north or is Shira in the south? Shira is in the north of Japan. Is Shira in the north of Canada? No, it's not. It's not in the north of Canada. It's in the north of Japan. So, is Shira cold usually? Or is Shira hot usually? Shira is usually cold. Shira is in the north of Japan. Who was in the north of Japan? Dave. Dave was in the north of Japan. What kind of person was Dave? Dave was an evil person. Dave was an evil English teacher. He came into his class in Shira, in the north of Japan. The students were sitting at their desks, waiting for him. Were the students sitting or were the students standing? Oh, they were sitting. Where were they sitting? At their desks. They were sitting at their desks. Who was sitting at their desks? Students. The students were sitting at their desks. Why were they sitting at their desks? Well, because they were waiting for Dave. Who were they waiting for? Dave. They were waiting for Dave. Who was waiting for Dave? The students. The students were waiting for Dave. Were the students Americans? No, they weren't Americans. Were the students Indians? No. They weren't Indians. What were the students? Well, they were Japanese, of course. The students were Japanese. And what were they doing? Oh, sitting and waiting. They were sitting and waiting for Dave. Were the students evil? Very bad? Very mean? No, of course not. Japanese students are very nice and very friendly. So, who was evil? That's right. Dave, the English teacher, was evil. Are all English teachers evil? No, almost all English teachers are evil, but not all. Most, but not all. Dave said to the class, "Every day we'll study English grammar. If you make a mistake, I'll hit you with a stick." Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. It's terrible. What did Dave say to the class? He said, "Every day we'll study English grammar. If you make a mistake, I'll hit you with a stick." What did Dave say the students would study? English grammar. He said they would study English grammar. Would they study English grammar, or would they study English vocabulary? Well, grammar. They would study English grammar. Would they study Japanese grammar? No, not Japanese grammar. They wouldn't study Japanese grammar. They would study English grammar. Who would study English grammar? Oh, the class. The class would study English grammar. Would Dave teach English grammar? Yes, Dave would teach English grammar, and the students would study English grammar. If they made a mistake, what would happen? Oh no. If they made a mistake, Dave would hit them with a stick. If they made a mistake, who would hit them with a stick? Dave. If they made a mistake, Dave would hit them with a stick. If they made a mistake, what would Dave do? Hit them with a stick. If they made a mistake, Dave would hit them with a stick. If they made a mistake, would Dave hit them with a rock or with a stick? Well, with a stick. If they made a mistake, Dave would hit them with a stick. Who would Dave hit? The students, right? If the students made a mistake, Dave would hit them with a stick. Would he hit them if they were correct? If they were right? No. He wouldn't hit them if they were correct. He wouldn't hit them if they were right. He would hit them if they made a mistake. And what would they study? English grammar. They would study English grammar. So Dave said to the class, "Every day we'll study English grammar. If you make a mistake, I'll hit you with a stick." Then Dave opened his textbook.